Today it's time to add some variety to my ministorum priests with vindicators, so let's get started. So to start, I remove the head from one of them that I'd already blue tacked back on after cutting it off, and then I take off the little brazier off it and put that aside. Next I come in and take off both the brazier and its mount, and then come in cleaning it up a little, and then carefully take the head off, even if it looks kind of brutal. Now, I am being a little careful here, but then we move on to working on the first one, and I am getting out a head from the Empire Flagellants kit from Warhammer Fantasy that I got a while back to do this conversion with. So after much shaping of the head and the body to mount it on, including removing a couple of hidden details, or details that will be obscured, I keep struggling with it and attach it in. And yeah, negotiating the part to get it to go into place is the hard part, really. I add a little bit of a neck from one of the Seraphim backpack icons into it, and that helps boost the head up a bit. And then I make use of super glue and bicarb to cover it, and I'll paint that up to be hair. Next I come in with some thin plasticard rod and attach it between the brazier and the little mount from the brazier on the backpack, so as to have a fuel hose, just because I like a little bit of continuity to connect it, and the mount was already there. So we have that coming in and me arguing with it, and me just cutting up some details to use on this thing to further augment it a bit. Next we have the other one, so I take an icon from the Grey Knight's backpack to make use of on the backpack of this model, and I take a head. I initially try that head from the Seraphim kit, and then just decide to use a Sister of Battle head that had a fakely monkish haircut, and come in with the knife to trim things down and make sure I can get it to fit, making use of super glue and bicarb to be certain. And, well, it'll add a bit of a beard. I use a book from a easy to build Space Marine kit that I got before the pandemic, and attach that onto the backpack, making use of some plastic art to make a little mount on top of the fuel tank, so that I can get it to sit, and then so I can get the little backpack icon off the Grey Knight's kit to sit on the top, and stick that on, and then just add in a little bit of reinforcing styrene rod to just stick it in and make sure it sticks, and then cover up the Inquisition icons with bicarb and super glue, and here we go. And now they're painted. So we've got these two ministorum priests with vindicators modified and painted up, and they actually look quite characterful. Now I'm not entirely happy with the paint job, but well, I'll probably leave it for now. In terms of how they compare to Pious Vorne, we have her in the middle here with her gleaming head. And an incomplete Thaddeus. Now at some point I'll get around to actually modifying Thaddeus up, and I'll do a similar style video to this one with Thaddeus, but yeah, that's something for later. So here's how the three of them look from the back. I quite like the book. I actually quite like the effect that I ended up with the book there. And also the flame backpack. Now Pious Vorne's kind of being blinded by the light, but yeah, I kind of like the darker tone for the back for the fuel tank, so I might have to go back and go over hers. But I also didn't want to use the brighter metal paint on the Vindicators, just because it requires extra work. Not all that much extra work, but I also chose not to go for the hazard striping on the fuel cables, because it just wasn't worth it. Hazard stripes, even like getting hazard stripes to look half decent takes time, and I couldn't be bothered wasting it just for something unimportant. But instead, I got 3 models that do look pretty good. Now, sure, I could go over the details a bit more with paint, and I think I missed a few spots with bronze on them. But, yeah. Here's 3 different looking vindicator ministorum priests. Because why have something that looks entirely the same? And with Old World being about, now you can get hold of the head, get hold of that head for Empire, which will be useful. So, let's see. In terms of scale, here's how they scale with a Battle Sister. But yeah, anyway, these models don't, it's like, these models pretty much violate the decree passive. Or at least I think that's what the decree passive, I think the decree passive was the Sister of Battle one. Otherwise it's the Land Raider one, and that doesn't make sense. Basically GW retconned in some lore to explain why only Space Marines have Land Raiders, after initially everyone having Land Raiders, including the Sisters of Battle. Yeah, we got Land Raiders back in 3rd edition, right up until 5th, when the White Dwarf Codex came out and nerfed us. It also did some cool things, but that's for another time. Anyway, hope you enjoyed or found the tutorial helpful. Sorry if it was a little bit fast, but I didn't want to waste too much of your time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.
You can never have too much fire!
Yes, but it seems like your eye might need some attention.
But fire!